Greetings, fellas.
Greetings.
Greetings. As I said, just before we went live, years in the game, never been part.
To date.
Shouldn't really happen because you're veterans. Let's talk about the business. You've got a new EP promoting.
Yeah, man. Enter the G's out on Sunday. Cop that, people. You know, do. Pre-links up now. You can pre-order that.
Tell me about the motivation for the EP. What was the inspiration behind it?
Boy, we just said it was time to
release.
See, Dubs is on it. Yeah, man. It's about the release. So we had a bunch of music there. We just sat down with the label. We just made a nice EP, and we said, yeah, let's get it out, man. We got a few others, but this is the first in the run of strong releases we want to get out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Package it up.
How many tracks on the EP?
5.
5. Yeah,
man.
Why EPs? That seems like that's the way to go now. Everybody's on an EP.
Because I don't know, albums.
It's a safe way to kind of detect your the feedback, man, and what's
get
going
them
on,
in.
man.
Just to get them listening. I think you could drop an album cold sometimes and no one was sort of ready or expecting it, and then a big body of work can just sort of fly over people's heads. So I think EPs are a good way to keep them in and get them wanting more. Do you know what I mean?
But the album is definitely soon coming out.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
Okay, so what, this year, next year?
Boy,
I don't know, we're going to feel it, but there's a lot of tracks there, man. We could drop an album tomorrow.
I was going to say that. You know, when it comes to dropping EPs and new music for you guys especially, this is probably one of the interviews I can just walk in. I don't need to prepare notes.
Yeah.
The reason why is because you got a catalogue.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's big like the old yellow pages from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? It's a catalogue of music. When you release new stuff, what are you trying to do? You're trying to feed the... What's the agenda?
We're trying to add to that catalogue, man. New pages, new sections that's cared about, because we were saying it's not about making new music that your core fans don't care about and just still want you for them old tunes. If that was what was happening, then we would know something's not right. But these tunes are flying into our set. They're adding powers to the live set straight away. New songs, they're coming in with weight, sing along. So they're classics in our set already, because if they're coming in like that, excess amount of years from now, they're only going to be going down even more. So that's what it's about, adding to the set. We're not just trying to be that one trick pony and that you book us for that. So we perform a bunch of tunes you don't care about, and then there's 2 tunes you like. It's like, nah, man, our live set is cared about from the minute we touch stage. So that's what it's about, keeping that.
You're doing a lot of media. I noticed you're everywhere for this particular EP. Is this a new approach for you guys? Because I don't think you've done it like this before.
No, this is a new approach, man. It's a new approach, and for music now, everything has to be done properly and taken seriously.
Because even we've been told that this EP feels different for some reason, where it's just been videos. Like, we've been in touch with the work, documented that it's been, we're dropping an EP, here's an EP, then it's like the fans, they copy it, the core fans and those that might have missed it. But now you can't have missed this Enter the G's. We've dropped the videos, put stuff on the SoundClouds, doing the promo properly. So yeah, it's definitely a more, it's a different approach. Yeah, definitely a different approach. Yeah.
How are you finding it though? It's a lot of work, a lot of repetitive work as well.
That's what we're here to do.
It's calm, man.
The hardest workers.
We're about that, fam.
Yeah, I was gonna say, putting the work all day.
Don't know. We're about that. Yeah.
So I know my ish, but I agree with you. I know that I'm not young. I've got all kind of the big roster beard and all the rest of it. I ain't allowed to skank as hard as these youngsters no more. I'm not allowed to go as hard as them. But I don't take. So I mean, putting in the work all day, obviously doing new stuff. Let's talk about the old stuff. Let's talk about the catalogue. Let's talk about being here as long as you've been here. I mean, it must be quite refreshing to still be appreciated at this stage of the game, when it seems like there's not a renewed interest, but a greater interest. Probably the greatest interest there's ever been.
Yeah. It feels good. It feels more good because we've actually just done what we've done and kept it strong all the way. And there's been people that's been scared to back the music or even us fully all the way, because they've always been on the sideline, and now people want to claim, yeah, that's my man, them, I was there, but you wasn't there. Yeah. Because when I last saw you, you said to me, the last thing I saw was Street Fighter. Yeah. And then, you ain't been there. You're not up to date.
Yeah, you're not up to date.
Man that know that I just come from Japan.
Yeah, it's like we just pulled up. We was on the way to do something yesterday, and then we were just sitting in traffic, and a man pulled up next to us. Look, Footsie, T-double, you was in Dubai, innit? And Japan. It was that.
Man, yeah, I follow you, man.
Yeah, I follow you, man. I take you, man's doing it big.
And
keep
then you got a
yeah.
next man that will stop, man. D-double, man. Like, yeah, what, you still spitting?
So that guy, you slightly want to diss that guy.
He's lost.
You slightly want to diss that person. You can't, but you do, because that question there is a bit mental.
It's a bit mental.
That's a little bit like, I get.
But it's what it is. Yeah. But then to see the other people that are really up to date, and then it's mad. That guy, compared to the guy we saw yesterday and the other guy who asked you that question,
he's in our ends.
He lives in the bits. This other guy. This other guy was from the middle of nowhere. He don't know that. So,
but the positive has got to be that the guy from the Midlands, the guy out the road, he knows you's following you because he doesn't live in the bits. That's the positive thing. And the other positive is that the man who don't know what you're doing now still remembers that you.
Yeah, he remembers. That's good. It's good. It's a positive. No, it is a positive. But that question of you still spit, but then after you just on the way back from this press day, say that coming from this and then bumping into someone, you've been here all day talking about your whole life, and then you bump into someone in the ends, he's like, D-dubs, were you still spitting? That is mad.
I saw Lethal Beast thing though. So somehow
maybe that's an indictment on Bizzle's marketing.
It's no, yeah, through though. Through.
Harder than you lot do. You lot are about the music, whereas
that's what I'm saying.
A little bit different.
That's what I'm saying. So then we're a bit old school in that sense, as we make noise when our music is making noise, kind of thing. And then other than that, we let you crack on. We're not trying to be like, hey, look at me, I ain't releasing no music, but look at me though. It's like that. Do you know what I mean? So I get it, but then that's what you're battling. Because the guy who is doing that Gap promo in between to his release and then back to the Gap promo again, I understand it, because there is people wanting stuff all year round.
It's funny, I was listening to A$AP Rocky talk the other day. He's gone through a hard time recently. I don't know if you've been aware of what he's been going through, but he made the clear distinction between the fact that he's an artist. You know, an artist like a Van Gogh, a Rembrandt. I paint, I do my thing, I appreciate my art. I'm not a celebrity.
Yeah.
I think that maybe that's the difference, you know, in levels at the moment in terms of where you can position yourself. Yeah. And maybe that's what others have done as opposed to maybe you guys. Yeah. Are you going to do more of the marketing now?
Yeah, I think it's needed, because it's actually needed, and now the music and we need it. This as the gens, it's needed because it's that attitude is actually a bit old school now. That marketing and being in your face is what they want, because they're checking everything every minute and they need stimulation every second of the day now. Content. So if massive artists are doing it, they play up to it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's got to be done. I ain't just doing what everyone's doing, but I understand why it's done and when it's done. Some people overdo it. It still works for them. Not say they're overdoing it. For some people, I think this is their moment. This is their time they've been waiting for. This all eyes on me. These devices are all eyes on me, safe. For some people, this is all they've been waiting for.
So the landscape's changed. The whole, you know, we've evolved from where we were to where we are now. Let me ask you a question about that then, because if I look at the business, I say to myself, there's a clear distinction between what's a professional pop outfit as opposed to maybe a pop outfit trying to be. The levels in grime, because you man are grime. The levels in grime. Is there a professional level?
Yeah, is there 1 billion% is a professional level, and that's the level that makes it out. That's the level that you get to hear without trying. The level where you have to try to hear that grime, that there's realness in that grime still, don't get me wrong, but they just ain't as aware as those making that grime that pops up on your radio. New Skepta, new whoever, because these guys are aware. You ain't, but the other guy who's not aware, he can become aware. Whether he does or doesn't is another thing, and then he can still, don't think he can't have a life though in that unaware zone, because people are still fans of that the raw.
See, that's
do you know what I mean?
I have not an issue, but that's the kind of
that becomes the raw then.
That's the music, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's the real essence of the music. It's raw. It's underground. It shouldn't really be too polished, and too refined, and too professional.
But
so I wonder if
that's what I'm saying though. But then awareness makes you know that my stuff ain't gonna get played if it ain't got these elements to it. So you still gonna make it. I don't know. It's like in Soundboy Killer, I hear like a rough diamond. It's like it's definitely rough, but it's wider. It's not your it's not your average stuff again.
I like the video. Video was whose concept was that?
It was Scope, guy, Big Man Scope and Musical D, man,
Something different, engaging, kept me going through
again, which is something we've not lacked, but we're working on and trying to add, because sometimes you can fall sort of victim to your own.
You're in a comfort zone,
sort of settings, where you can like, get the camera out, do a thing. We done a thing. It's us on that camera. Definitely, someone's gonna want to watch it. You can fall into that mode, but then today,
you gotta be more.
It's wider than that. Do you know what I mean? YouTube is a chance to be wider than that, and just to be. You ain't gotta worry about TV. We could do a thing and then make it look interesting. Furthermore, the more off the cuff it is on YouTube, the bigger it is.
You man have been travelling the world for time. It's not new. Tell me about some of the places you've been and how Grime's received, how it's received now as opposed to when you first started touring. I know you was in Australia recently as well.
Yeah, man.
You know, I know Dizzy goes out there all the time. He's been going out there all the time. I know you've been going out there all the time. So, how has it grown out there? Because that's what we don't see.
Well,
we're so immersed in the culture. Here
somewhere like Australia, they were just happy it was like real raves in the real right setting. They were like, other people have been here and they was in the wrong place or on the wrong booking kind of thing. So it was like my main feedback there was that they were happy to have the right rave setting with the right artist, and then they was getting Grime properly. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's how we sort of get it around the world. When we're there, they're just happy to be getting the real setting in their boat. So so it's the real
someone else.
What's the craziest place you performed? Both you.
I think Japan goes. It goes.
How the hell is Grime in Japan?
Because the reloads. We got a reload and they mobbed the stage. The reload was so deep.
They come and mob.
They were here.
In your jaw.
The reload took them onto the stage. Double was like this, and he was. It was deep. It was deep. So that for me was nuts. Australia's mad because of the distance as well. So
where have you performed in Australia? Where about?
It was Perth, Melbourne.
That's even further away, isn't it?
Perth, Melbourne, and Sydney. 3 spots, man. It was real. It was good. In Japan, we did Tokyo and Nagoya. And that was serious. Dubai was serious as well.
Serious.
Yeah, man.
Let's move it back up to the day. I know you've done a track with Chipmunk. You've been working. You've been putting.
Tubbs has been putting in that new shift. He's got
that
new shift.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, because you're what I ain't gonna lie. No disrespect. You're one of my favorites.
Come on, man.
Like ever.
It's my person.
When I sit down and we have that. Oh, exactly. I know he's your Cody. When we sit down and we have that conversation around the man, them, you know, the 37, 30-year-olds are not allowed to rave no more. You're one of the people, you know. But it's interesting to see how much of the youngers look up to you. And what's that like for you? That status, that stature.
Boy, you know what, man? I don't know. I feel like I don't take it on board sometimes.
He don't like it.
I don't.
I think
I don't really take it on board.
He sees some of it as a part. To be honest,
what, too much gas.
No, not gas. Just lack of invention for some people. Maybe I don't know, because it's like if we came up paying homage to everyone that sort of grew us musically, then none of our tunes would sound like ours. But not like I know what it is. It's hard because in a world of man trying it consistently on the mic, when people are referencing you, it doesn't necessarily always mean it's in a positive. That as well. So
they're riding it.
You got to analyze how he used your thing,
man. I do appreciate
and he gets touchy. I understand what Double's little thing with it.
That just goes around taking it all on board and kind of just using it as a thing to be like. I do believe I'm one of the best, but it's more like a self-thought. You know them ones, like anyone that's going around saying I'm the best, like you just have to have that sort of personality, you know them ones there. Yeah. But you got someone that's the best, and he's just, to him, he's just so normal. He's just
like a Nas Jay-Z sort of thing.
He's a quiet guy that's just
close. It's something like that.
Because Nas has never really, everybody proclaims him as one of the best, but you never really sit down and hear him say that. He's quite humble with it.
He just grafts and makes the music that keeps him Nas, which is all you can do. That, do you know what I mean?
What's happening at the moment? There's a lot of war dubs top of the year. What happened there? What was going on?
What's that producer wise?
Oh no, the MC guys.
Because I never I don't want to see you're not for the radio before I hear your view. You know what I'm saying? Big up the man that are doing not for the radio. That show's hard still. What's happening? What went on? Did everybody get together in a private meeting back in the 2014 and just say we've got
I think. Do you know what happened? He just got unsafe for a minute. It just got a little bit loose, and it was by certain people. The war dub main thing. Do you know what I mean? So
but what's your view on it?
But I said that MCs are always gonna have stuff to say, fam. It's an ego-led thing, and everyone's touchy. Like, what, he talking about me? What was that? Like, even when a bar ain't about you, if a man comes in and says something you don't like, you're gonna want the mic back and re-school him with a bar he might not like, even though he's not about him. You wrote this in defense mode or attack, whatever it is. It's all attack. I don't write defense. I just attack. So it's like, this is what we thrive in and live in. So
it is what it is.
It is what it is at the end of the day. But as long as it's not about us.
That was my next question. No one, I don't recall anyone sending for either of you.
It happened once.
Over the years.
It happened once.
And I reckon it's because like you said, you're always on the attack. You got the, I kick out your mat bars, right? And no one don't want it.
Because Double's lyrics is just like, you just don't want it. They're a power with no aim.
Yeah.
With no, his Double's like spraying with a gun, like just not aimed. If he aimed it at you, it's long. It's like, so it's just like, I'm just spraying happily in the air at the minute. But if I look at someone, it's long. So that's sort of Dubs. So he's like, you just don't want it aimed at you, let alone to write about or for you. That would be interesting, bro. For Double to write about someone would be insane. Like, I would actually like to hear that myself, because his brain is fucked. So
to calm down a little piece.
So just to hear that, that guy would be, that guy's career. He better be good. So I just know. That would be, but I wouldn't need to hear that, because I know my Donny's a beast, so it's what it is, man. But for us, I think only a god, like a fellow grime real peer could say anything that would mean anything to me.
What do you make of the new talent? Obviously, everyone goes.
It's all good, man.
It's all good, man. Probably the pinnacle of that new talent.
It's all good, man.
There's a few. What do you reckon?
I like
all good, fam. It's needed.
It's broadening. There's been too many newcomers doing pop.
It's about time there's been newcomers that are actually cutting in. Like like you can say their names, look them up, and they've got some weight. Before you might get a name, look it up, and then just go back to watching a Double video, like that. Do you know what I mean? So
not gonna last.
It's like, so now you're seeing a couple people that are in the game, like they've put something on the table, a marker, like, look, there's my marker.
Anybody want to shout out?
Can't be.
Say,
a novelist, Storms, the scene, man. Like, bruv, whoever's adding to it. Do you know what I mean? Even Bonkers, because he's got a tune I like as well. So, like, bruv, I don't mind, man. It's whatever's adding to it, and from you know what you're doing, and from you, like, you understand what's going down, and you've got a frame of mind where you're trying to add and not take out. then yeah,
you're good.
That you're good, fam.
Does Grime go another 15 years?
Of course.
But we can go another 20, 30, 40.
Definitely.
As long as the growth is right and the new shift understand the game properly and don't get it twisted with fame.
I know, man.
And
this fame,
because fame and like and music,
getting drunk on fame.
yeah, fame and music is two
online,
different
bro,
things, fam. And online, being successful online, I think a lot of men are trapped in that at the minute, being at success online. But then your music ain't as successful. It's like, it's counterproductive. You're just entertaining. You're just free entertainment on someone's phone. Like you're funny on Insta, funny on Twitter. But then you put your music out and it's dead. I'd rather not be funny on those things and have good music, fam.
If the next 12 months went perfectly for you guys, perfectly, you got everything you want, well, how would that look?
Boy, that would look sick, man. That's like...
There's an album in there.
Top 10...
There's an album, some sort of
couple top 10 singles.
I don't know. It's more of a successful album for me. In within that, if I say right, boom, yeah. If we got a successful album out within that, because then within that everything else happens anyway. So for me that would be like the works, and I can see that's all what we're grafting to. There's more eyes on us than ever at the minute. So I think it's just a good time to just plough in a little bit deeper and see what comes up.
If somebody said to you, NGs, your career has been a 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 10, where would you put it?
Boy, you know what? Because man works so hard, it's
got
like
to be
I can only scale it now. I can look back and say, raw, like
the graft has got to be a 10 for the graft.
You know what I mean?
Just for to be here today from when, it's got to be a 10, mate. Just that's like a point. That's like a thing just for. That's not even a thing for every year man's been in it. If man got a point, it'd be like a 15 out of 10 or something. So, the graft and still be current today, it's got to be a 10. Any lower, like anything else, there's always other little landmarks and whatever. But I say as an NG, the Grizzle is 10 out of 10. I'll put in nothing less than that. So I don't know. I couldn't rate it any lower myself. Do you get me?
Well,
yeah, there you go, man. Pick up the boys.